안녕하세요. 빅샷 인터뷰 글로벌 그루에게 듣는다 김민지입니다. 요즘 같은 초저금리 시대에 어떻게 투자 전략 짜면 좋을지 고민들 많으시죠? 그래서 오늘 이 시간 준비해봤습니다. S&P 다우존스 인덱스의 존 데이비스. 지금 바로 만나보시죠. Welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Okay. First, I'd like to start by asking you about the global ETF trend. How popular is it these days?
ETFs have been around for the last 25 years, and we now have just under 6,000 products listed globally, and we've just recently passed the $3 trillion mark invested in ETFs. So the growth rates are incredibly aggressive across the globe, and we continue to see those growth rates right across developed markets through to the emerging markets as well.
In a broad view, do you expect this market volatility to continue for a while?
Market volatility is always around. It's just a case of to what level the volatility is there. So it's not a bad thing and it's not a good thing. It's just something that people can manage using ETFs, depending on what their risk profile is.
Okay, but the question is that we are living in a low interest rate. In this financial environment, would you say ETF is the best strategy as an investment?
Well, you're quite correct. We've been living in a low interest rate environment since the global financial crisis in 2008. And yes, we have had at least 2, if not 3, periods of high volatility since then. But the flows of new money have continued to go into ETFs throughout that period. So what that effectively means is that investors are looking for a more cost-effective way to gain exposure, and the ETF is the ideal tool for that.
Okay, then in case of Korea, how do you view this Korean ETF market? It's developing really fast, right?
Well, the Korean ETF market's been around for the last 13 years, but I think that the growth really kicked off since the global financial crisis, and we've seen an increase in number of products, increase in assets being invested in the Korean ETFs. But I think what I find really unique about Korea, or the Korean ETF market, is that the pace that it's evolved in terms of it's embraced inverse and leverage products, it's embraced synthetic or swap-based products very early on in its evolution, whereas the US and the European more developed markets took many years to actually embrace those types of products.
And as a Korean investor, we value the foreign investors' view very much, so I'm asking, do foreign investors think that ETF is easier and more efficient way to invest in the South Korean market?
It certainly is an efficient access tool. One of the key advantages of ETFs is that it allows investors to gain access to either asset classes or countries that originally would be really difficult to gain access to. And from our perspective of S&P Da우존스, through our partnership with the KRX, it is one of our challenges and objectives to promote the Korean market through investing through indices.
So everyone is saying the Chinese market will go up, but there is a lot of volatility and we are seriously worried about that. So what do you think about the Chinese ETF related?
The Chinese ETF market is challenging. But I think that if you look over the last sort of 15, 20 years, the Chinese market has slowly adopted international practices with a view of opening up the capital markets. And I think that with the advent of the Hong Kong Shanghai Stock Connect program, the two-way recognition program now with the mutual funds, and the potential Hong Kong Shenzhen Connect, and the rumours are that they will allow ETFs to be part of those trading platforms. So I think that going forward we will see more and more products being created, not just for the standard A-share exposures, but looking at sectors, looking at fixed income.
Okay, that leads us to my last question. We are living in a low interest rate and the economy is subdued without a doubt. In this financial environment, which is the best way to invest? Can you share your investment tips?
I'm sorry to be boring, but again, I'm not allowed to give investment advice. But I think that the hot topics of investment for the last 5, 6, 7 years has been that search for yield, and I think that whilst we continue in this low interest rate environment, people are going to continue to look for products that give that extra yield, and also look at the small beta type products where they're looking to get a higher risk adjusted return than what the standard market cap.
Okay, thank you very much for today.
My pleasure, thank you.
Thank you. 네, 지금까지 S&P 다우존스 인덱스의 존 데이비스와 함께 이야기 나눠봤습니다. 글로벌 ETF 시장의 흐름부터 한국 시장에 대한 평가까지 들어볼 수 있었는데요. 여러분들 투자 전략 세우시는데 이런 내용들 참고해 보시면 좋겠습니다. 고맙습니다.